solution.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I am Gaurav, and I am part of NASCOM 10,000 Startups team. And I welcome you all to the to this webinar where we would be talking about the mobility sector. We would be discussing the past, present, and what lies in the future in the mobility domain. Right. Before I hand over the mic to our speaker, I would just like to take you through one of our upcoming challenges that is called the Mobility NIBP Mobility Challenge. So this is a challenge that we do every year, right? Where we with our partners
What happened?
uh, and actually all of our experts, we decide one domain and we open this challenge to pan India startups and students, right, to take part and solve some use cases that are given by our partners. We did this last year in 2019, right, where we had around use cases from 8 themes. So we received around 250 plus applications. We had 9 winners, and we had around 25 mentors and jurors who are taking part who took part in this session. This year around, we would be making it much bigger. We aim to address business problem to enhance mobility as a result, to improve people in travel. We would be collaborating with the teams of NASCOM's Center of Excellence for Data Science and AI, Government of Karnataka, and various stakeholders in the mobility sector. This time around, we have around 3 themes. That is flow of goods, smart vehicles, people flow. As you can see, we have different use cases under this, and we would be taking applications till 31st of March. To know more, you can visit the website of Mobility Challenge, and you can contact Inchira or Shivam from at Inchira at nascom.in and Shivam at nascom.in. I will give more details under the general chat option.
I think chat. We can't hear you.
Okay, let me just know if you are able to hear me. Okay, awesome. Uh, so so we are live right now. Okay, awesome, awesome. So just taking it forward. Uh, I guess our speaker has just went offline. I guess there has. Hey, Wakuda, he is back here. So today we have with us Mr. Noritaka Wakuda. He is an advisor to the global CMO of Maruti Suzuki. He would be talking more on the perspective on the mobility domain, what has happened in the past, the future, the present, and the future. So, Wakuda, over to you. And I mean, I bet the audience is eager to hear from you.
So, Gaurav, thank you for the introduction. So, I am Noritaka Wakuda, and I am an advisor at Maruti Suzuki in marketing sales. So, I just do a quick introduction of myself so you understand who I am. So, I've been here in India. Well, actually, I'm Japanese. I've been working with Suzuki, and for the past 6 years, I've been in India working at Maruti Suzuki. So ever since I landed, I've been doing business development mainly. And at the start, it was a project called Nexa. So I don't know if you have realized, but Maruti Suzuki, about 4.5 years ago, we came out with a new sales channel called Nexa, where we wanted to provide more premium sales experience to all of our customers, and we have tried to democratize that kind of experience in car buying. So that was the first project. Then I went on to revamp the existing channel. Now it's called Arena Channel. Then we have gone to revamp our pre-owned car business, made it digital, started a new commercial channel, which was called Maruti Suzuki Commercial. And lately, just 1 week ago, we have added the tour range to that. And so a lot of the journey, we have been building business in a digital way. We have been building business, and some of the new things which we are doing is exactly this mobility area. So Maruti Suzuki being an automotive company, we are also a big player in the mobility space. So we are also trying to build. We will not be able to disclose what we are doing, but we can definitely talk about what was the past, the current, and how we see the future. So I'll just structure this webinar on my part. So I'll talk about three things: evolution of mobility, so kind of a past, then current, which is more on the case approach, so connected, autonomous, shared, electric. Then we'll talk about the future of shared mobility in India. So first, we talk about the evolution of mobility from a Maruti Suzuki point of view. How have we been providing mobility service? So we started operation in 1983 when actually there was only two cars. There was Ambassador and Fiat. In that situation, not many people could afford car or had car as a mobility. So back then, what our management thought is, I think Indian customers, they deserve more and actually should travel in four-wheelers more because it's a lot more comfortable and safer also. So we decided to set up a plant when the market size was only 30,000 a year. We set up a 1 lakh plant because we wanted to come out with a better car and try to democratize. So that has been our start. But ever since then, it has always been about our customer. How do we provide more better solution of moving from B point to B point? So that was the first point. Then how we have evolved as Maruti Suzuki is when you go from, because we are always about mass adoption. We don't want to do small things. We want to create value to everybody in this country. So when we are thinking like that, then we are thinking big and doing big. So next move to democratize more accessibility to mobility is we have gone and actually tried to organize the pre-owned car market. And if you know the pre-owned car market, majority still is kind of a C2C market. And slight difficulty in a C2C is like the quality of the car is not assured. Transfer of RC is also not clear. There's some major pain point there. So what Maruti Suzuki has done is we want to go there and solve these pain points. Let us make it simple, transparent, and also Maruti will assure that there's quality. So we have started a POC channel called True Value about 10 years ago. We just revamped it 2-3 years ago. So we wanted to provide better quality POCs because POCs, the price band is lower. So we can actually reach out to much more people in this country. So that is another move we have taken. After that, we have done something for the environment also. So Maruti is the first company and a unique company who has come out with a factory-fitted CNG solution. So there is one more OE who has started doing this, but for the past 7-8 years, we have had this solution, which is a factory-fitted CNG. CNG is a much cleaner mobility solution because the CO2 is lower. And this has actually helped in reducing CO2. And being factory fitted, it is a much safer solution. and we have been promoting since. And the government has also realized, so lately, government is putting up a lot of CNG infrastructure in the country. And the next move we have done is actually, this is not actually directly mobility, but we wanted to bring more better experience into this whole automotive. And because the experience in going to a showroom, trying to acquire that car for the mobility was not so good. So we said, why can't the experience of buying a car be much better and maybe much more premium also? So that is the first project I was doing. I just explained was Nexa. All these projects have one thing in common, that we wanted to always democratize and have impact for everybody in the country. So ever since, we have been thinking like that. And because we are that kind of company, one, we try to take care of the negative impact of the mobility also. Like, what are the negative impact? We are talking about pollution, CO2. So we are always on a constant endeavor to reduce that. Another area is there might be road accidents. So we take this very serious. And one of our pillars in our CSR is road safety. So what we try to do is make the road more safer. So one project we are trying to do, we are doing with the Gurgaon municipality, is we are trying to redesign the road also. Why can't the road in Gurgaon have a proper walkway for the pedestrian, a bicycle track, then the cars? So this kind of road, which actually has safety built into the design, we are pursuing because we know that there are negatives and we need to actually have a solution for them. And by designing the roads like that, we make it safer, and maybe the traffic jam, which is also a negative that we are creating through the mobility, can also be solved. So that is the kind of the past. So going on to the present, that was the past of Maruti Suzuki. Going on to the present, what is the present? So there's a lot of things happening. We at Maruti Suzuki are doing a lot of things also. But in the industry, everybody is talking about this case. And you probably have heard because it's in the newspaper, it's everywhere. So case is connected, autonomous, shared, and electric. If you see this from an India perspective, we believe that autonomous is slightly far away because we need to have the right infrastructure. So we were talking about the infrastructure also. So more closer, and what is happening now is connected. So on the connected front, Maruti Suzuki has launched a connected solution, which is an after-fitment accessory called Suzuki Connect. So in the Nexa cars, this Suzuki Connect is available. So if you plug in this connected solution, which is a telematics, what is the benefit for a customer? The customer can actually track where the car is, can see the driving behavior. Is it rash? Is it okay? Is it safe? And also track the economy of the car. How is the fuel FE and all of this? So there are benefits to connected that we want to provide customer, and we have started with cars in Nexa. On the shared perspective, this is definitely coming, which was anyway the third topic we'll talk about. But we see that in the metros, a lot of the young customers are starting to say that I want different mobility solutions. Buying the car is not only, or buying a two-wheeler is not only the solution. So please provide me some different options, alternatives. We'll talk about this in the third section later. And there is electric. So EVs have been coming up. Adoption has been slow. So why is it slow? We are thinking, we need to think. Anyway, Maruti Suzuki having 50% of the market share is not into the market. That might be one aspect. But actually, for the customer to be confident in the EVs, the infrastructure has to come up because, and what is that infrastructure? There has to be abundant charging station all over the place where the customers go. Customers will be afraid that if I go and I can't charge, I can't come back. So until the infrastructure comes up, it may be slightly difficult for the EVs to penetrate, is how we are seeing. And we have also announced that we will be coming out with the EV in 2020, but we've
Hi everyone. It seems like this the internet connection of our speaker has put us on a hold, right? But he would be back soon. Uh, Meanwhile, if you have any questions regarding the mobility challenge, you can ask me over here, right? Uh, I've also posted down some of the links that they can help you on the mobility challenge over here in the section. You can let me just talk to our speaker once. While you can go through the website and let us know that if you have any questions or something like that. So I just want to say that the current applications I mean, we are taking applications till March 31st. And This is a great opportunity for all the startups in the mobility sector to come and present. Maruti Suzuki, as one of our partners, have actually given us some use cases. So we would be taking the you would be interacting with a lot of CXOs that are included in the mobility sector. You would get a chance to pitch straight to them. uh, so there is a question uh, from uh, from Dunn and Sam that the mobility challenge is aligned with the case. Yes, I mean there are certain use cases that are there, given on the website. You can go through those use cases, and if you have a solution around there, that you can apply. And this is open for every participant that's there, startups or students. Uh, no, it's so the second question, is it just for cars? No, it's just not for cars. It's for it's much more into that. What you can do is you can actually people flow of goods, smart vehicles. So these are some of the broad areas. Under that, if you go and see, there are many use cases that you would be able to see.
okay, so sorry for this. I think some connectivity issue.
Yeah,
Can
hi, Wakuda sir. Yeah. So,
so where should I start? We start from
so, so
where was I audible until?
so you we lost you around 5 minutes back. Uh,
So then I'll just start broadly on the mobility, which is supposed to be the future, smart mobility. Once again, so how do we see? First, we want to understand how the customers think of this smart mobility space. So actually, at Maruti Suzuki, we have done a research on customer front, and seeing where the demand is of customers. And when you talk about mobility, it's A point to B point. So how does the customer want to move? So from that, we have derived that a lot of the mobility solutions, and some of them are already provided in the market, and some not. Let us talk about the ones which are already provided in the market. So from the segment, from the market which are big to small, which is nascent. So the big ones are like ride hailing. Uber, Ola is there, as everybody knows. Then there's kind of a fleet service, which is like employee transport, ETS, chauffeur driven rent a car, which is already very big. And this is also not a startup. A lot of mature companies are providing this service there. Then if you come to a slightly medium size, which is coming up now, there is self-drive, which a lot of the startups are into and trying to provide more. There is subscription, which a lot of the OEs have started to do, partnering with these startups to provide an easier solution to actually access car or bikes. And there is another space which is carpool in India, which is a P2P, peer-to-peer car sharing. So in this space, there is some unclarity on the regulations. So some of the startups are not able to scale, but basically, because you're doing it on white number plate, you cannot make revenue out of this. So there are some restrictions there. Then if you go to more nascent and very small areas where probably startups are thinking to create business, they are like smart cities, multimodal, smart parking. And like smart parking has a lot of potential because this is a very big pain point for everybody in the metro now. So we are probably gonna see more companies start providing solutions. So broadly at the high level, there are more solutions. You can cut it by 4-wheeler, 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler into this also. But if you look at a high level like that, then where is the most lucrative market from profit? So we already know that ride hailing is quite difficult to make profit. We already see in the newspaper. Fleet companies, since they're already existing from ages and we know that they're making profit, probably is a profitable area. In the middle, which are the subscription, self-drive, carpooling, when you see the PN of startups, also slightly difficult, but it's improving. So now at Maruti Suzuki, I can't disclose what we are thinking, but we are thinking like this and thinking how should we provide solution to the customer. And because we are Maruti Suzuki, we don't want to just go in and do small kind of POCs. We want to actually go in and create a market impact. Impact means we want to provide the maximum value to the customer at the lowest cost. So that is how we are thinking. And especially in the metros, we see that young customers, they don't want to, they want alternative options to buying a car. So it might be subscription so that I don't have to own the asset, but I can just take it for 1 year, 2 year. That definitely the demand is there. And some other people on the weekend, they want to go from Mumbai to maybe like Lonavala or Nasik. So definitely younger people, they want to travel like that. So self-drive is also there. So if there is demand and people want to have a solution, will be there probably to consider is how we are thinking. And probably because people want more convenience at the lowest cost, that kind of multimodal we were talking would be actually a good solution for the future, but it has not come up yet so much. There are people working, we know, because the metros and all of that to other modes. So public transport, including metro and buses, they are not so well connected yet. So I think this is how we are seeing mobility, and I think I have about 5 minutes. So before we go to Q&A, I just want to do a PR about our innovation program. From 2019, we have started an innovation program, which is actually a corporate accelerator called MAIL, Mobility Automobile Innovation Lab. So we are actually in the 3rd cohort, and we have opened the application for 4th cohort. So in this program, is we try to co-create solutions in the area of mobility and automobile. Pardon? In the area of mobility and automobile, we want to co-create solutions. So if start in there, we take about 6 startups in a cohort. So if you are a startup interested in co-working and co-creating a solution in this area with Maruti Suzuki, please come and apply for the 4th cohort because that is open. And just to explain about the results, so we already have accelerated about 15 startups, and one of them have already become one of our business partners. So they are deploying some analytics solution in the logistic area. And there is about 7 more POCs in the pipeline, and we hope that those solutions can also go into the market. So I think that is about it. So Gaurav, will you come back to do the Q&A?
Yeah, hi, Wakuda san. I guess you can hear me.
I think again the voice is.
Yeah, I can. You can hear.
Just messaging.
Can you hear me?
What?
Hey, hi. Can you hear me? Can you? Hi, all right, guys. Meanwhile, we have the speaker back. Hey, hi, Wakuda.
That's correct. So
Yeah. We would start with the Q&A now. We'll take some questions. So one of the questions is know about the aftermarket, like aftermarkets of 4-wheelers and 2-wheelers, like service and maintenance. After like as I'm working in that sector and it's development phase, so can I get? Oh, so okay. So someone is working in the maintenance and the service of 4-wheelers and 2-wheelers.
yes.
So they would want to know more aspect that they want some support. Can they get from your accelerator, from your program?
So we're working with almost all of the verticals, including service also. So if you go to the accelerator website, there are problem statement for the service area. So if you are able to first match that problem statement with your solution, please apply. Even if it's not there and you think you can solve some customer pain point, please come and apply.
All right. All right. So one more question that is there. There are 22 cars per 1,000 individual currently in India, poised to grow to 175 cars per 1,000 individual in 20. Also seems future of mobility is more likely experiencing, not purchasing a vehicle. So how do you look at these things?
Well, how we look, because this car penetration has to do with the economic growth. So when the country grows, definitely the car penetration grows. So it might be 22. I think it was latest already close to 30 also. If that is gonna go to 155, that should happen because India is growing. And
Right.
if in that people don't want to purchase vehicle, and that is a Maruti Suzuki would not be able to reverse it. So to the people who want to buy cars, we'll still keep on providing good quality car, good service. If there are a segment of customers that don't want to buy but just want to take the car for some period, that is the kind of solution that we'll have to also think of in the future.
Right. So what is your view on future of connected car ecosystem, and how is Maruti working on it?
So I just explained briefly. We are working from aftermarket solution, which is accessory, which is called Suzuki Connect. That is a telematic solution which you can fit into next a car. But we are betting big on this because if you look at the customer's lifestyle, everybody wants to be connected because
Yes.
everybody that has a mobile is already connected.
Yes.
So when you're connected everywhere, why aren't you connected inside the car? Is everybody's question. And we already know this is a phenomenon. This is a question in India. So if that is the question and the need, we want to provide connectivity within the car with good experience, UI, UX.
Right. 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 Wakuda-san, just ask one question. What's the nature of the margin that an EV firm should look at?
EV firm as in manufacturing?
Yes, I think so.
So
And then they, yes,
that is a
manufacturing.
very good question, and a question I won't be able to explain, but uh, but it's like this. See, to have good cost for manufacturing, we need to
Mhm.
have a good supply chain.
Right.
Because if you have a good supply chain, then you can start to localize, and then the
Right.
cost, because you don't have to pay import duties and all that, and you can scale up production in India and try to lower the cost. So that is how actually manufacturing works.
Right.
So in EV, the supply chain doesn't exist in India at the moment. Whatever is
Right.
happening, the supply chain exists outside, and a lot of the components like motor and battery are imported.
Right.
So if we manage manufacturing like that, it is probably clear that the profit would not be there.
Right. 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 All right. So thank you, Wakura-san. That was, it was great hearing you out. We have a lot of questions. We are running out of time. We have the next speaker in line already waiting for us. Right. So once again, thank you a lot. So everyone else who have asked questions, don't worry. We would be taking your questions and asking Wakura-san and getting back to you with these questions very soon. So thank you again once again, Wakura-san.
Yeah, thank you very much, and see you
Thank you.
again.
Thank you so much. Yeah, see. To all the audience, we would start the next session in just a couple of minutes. I would request you to be online and you can network with each other while we prepare for the next session. Thank you, everyone.